Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So if you're going to be doing this project at home, what you're going to need is a card, or there is a tool for this. I'm just using the card to smooth the contact paper. It's basically a regular like grocery discount card minus the advantage. If you know, you know. And then you're gonna need some scissors and a razor cutter. I used a box cutter and some caulking solution for around the sink. I decided to do this project because this counter had some scratches and some stains that wouldn't come out. So the technique that I found that worked best for me was kind of keeping the contact paper on the roll after I placed it on there and just smoothing it out with the card, because if I was to cut it and make sheets, like it was harder to kind of pull the contact paper like tight to get that smooth line. I'm trying to show you guys here from a different angle like what it is that I'm doing. I'm basically pulling the sheet from the back as I'm kind of smoothing it onto the counter. Like, it's really simple, you guys can do it. So if you guys mess up and there's bubbles, you can just lift up the contact paper and then smooth it back down and remove the bubble. So another tip would be for the edges. For me, I was having a little bit of trouble getting the contact paper to lay straight along the edge. I just made sure I had paper beneath it before I laid it down on top again. As long as you have paper underneath there, it won't look like you missed a spot. And I want to be extra careful with the piece that's overlapping the contact paper that's already down, because it's kind of harder to remove it once it's already like on itself. Like once you lay it on top of the other contact paper, it's a little bit more difficult to remove it because sometimes it lifts up from that one too. So just be careful when you're doing that and everything will be perfect. I mean, you might have to redo it again, but yeah, that's basically what this whole process is. It's kind of like if you mess up, you lift it, you redo it again until it's like perfect. So just like letting you guys know, you have to have a lot of patience when you do this. So what I've been doing is I've been pulling the sheet back, kind of removing the sticky part, or the part from the sticky part slowly as I smooth it on. And then here I'm just gonna have it overlap the other piece, and it's also gonna be overlapping the sink, which might be a little bit tougher or maybe not. And then, you know, tuck it in at the bottom underneath of the sink, and then you're gonna like staple it. And then the contact paper, you can wash it with a cloth and some soap and water. Just gently wash it because I know it's your counter and you want to be clean. But yeah, until you're like done with it or it starts like peeling, you don't want to use any like harsh chemicals on there. So you want to make sure you clean it before. But as we all know, soap and water works just fine. If you guys are going to do this project, I just want to remind you, you want to clean your counter. I'm just using a bleach and water mixture. This counter does have a lot of stains on it that just wouldn't come off. That's why I decided to do this kind of contact paper makeover on the counter, because it was hideous. So here I'm just showing you guys how I got it on the upper part of the counter. I just kind of looked at the back of the contact paper where it has lines and like squares. So I kind of measured out where I wanted to fold it, where I wanted it to fold before I removed the sticky part or before it became sticky. So make the folds, and then I used the card to do that, to kind of like, you know, really see it. And then I decided to basically, once I pulled off the paper, I folded it on the back so that once I'm ready, once it's on there, I can start pulling it back after I kind of smooth it on with the card. I hope this makes sense. It's really hard to explain, but I know you guys can see what I'm doing, so hopefully this video is helpful. Don't forget to give it a like if it is helpful and if you do like it. So after that, you're gonna keep on smoothing on the contact paper with the card or whatever tool you have, making sure there is no air bubbles, and then any excess of that paper, you're gonna just smooth it onto the counter, which is perfect because sometimes you can't get as close to the edge. We're gonna place paper on top of that anyway, or if you have a different technique, let me know in the comments, like if something else was easier and worked out better for you. I know it'll help other people that are watching as well. I did want to tell you that this contact paper has been on the counter for a month now. I watched another video of a lady, she said that hers was on there for 2 months. So I'll keep you guys updated. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments and I will respond to you as soon as possible. But yeah, if you try it out, let me know in the comments too. So what I really like about this marble pattern is that, I mean, I originally wanted to get the white one, but they didn't have that one, but that has nothing to do with this. What I really like about this pattern is that when you have to kind of like start a new sheet on the counter, it's not as noticeable as it would be if you had like a different kind of pattern that would be more like cohesive. Look at me trying to use big words or whatever. I hope that makes sense. Well, yeah, here I'm showing you that you can see the lines, but when you're far away, no one notices these lines. They're like, oh wow, look at your counter. Okay, I see you. But little do they know, it ain't perfect. So this is the only place where I messed up, and this is actually my last piece of like the whole entire counter. This was the last piece that I did, and there's like a little line right there. It's not like an air bubble, it's kind of like that the contact paper kind of like bunched up against itself, and I didn't feel like redoing it. It was my last piece and I was just over it at that point, and it's right by the sink, and whatever, it's gonna come off eventually. Okay, so this is the stuff you're gonna use to line around the sink and the contact paper, kind of like combine it or conjoin it, I don't even know, so that the water doesn't get in between there. I'm doing it with a glove, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend to do it with the glove because it bunches up a little bit with the glove, so I'd rather like I actually ended up doing it with just my finger and then wiping it off because it doesn't bunch up when you use it with like your skin. And that is the finished product, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. It didn't take that long to do this. You just have to be patient, and like if I can do it, you can do it. Like literally, I am just a girl that knows nothing about like home renovation stuff. So yeah, if you guys end up doing it, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know, or if you have any tips for anyone else watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.